Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
Nothing compares to a quiet evening alone. Just the 1, 2, I was just counting on. That never happened. I guess I'm dreaming again. Let's be more than this.
Hey, what's up everybody? gilbertblaze here, back with another video. And you know, the YWC has been talking a lot about the whole CM Punk, John Cena, Triple H, everything that's been going on with that storyline lately. So I wanted to talk about something different, because it seems like everyone's talking about the same thing, and it's, you know, it's common because it's a hot issue in the world of wrestling right now, and it's a great issue to talk about. But I want to talk about women's wrestling. Yes, I'm going to talk about women's wrestling. Y'all know that. I'm a big fan, and I needed to talk about what's been going on in WWE and TNA and also in Shimmer. But before I get with that, I want to plug a special friend of mine. One of the original, I would say, YWC like shooters back in the day. I first got on YouTube back in, I believe, 2007, and I met a buddy on here named Captain Hype, who also started making videos that year. And we struck up a really cool friendship, and we're still friends to this day. And he actually took a long break from YouTube, but now he's back, and actually featured his video on my channel. So give Captain Hype your attention. A really good kid that knows wrestling very well, and he's very funny. So go check him out. So on to my video. If anyone saw Raw this week, you noticed that the Divas had a battle royal to determine who will be the number one contender for Kelly's title at SummerSlam. So if you notice, the first 10 seconds of that match, Melina gets dumped out of nowhere, and Gail Kim eliminates herself. Now, people at first didn't realize that happened until I actually watched it a few times, and I noticed Gail Kim is in a corner with Alicia Fox, and then she just takes herself out. She goes underneath the third rope, and I'm like, what's going on? And that wasn't even acknowledged. Nothing happened. They didn't even talk about it. But then I saw Gail Kim's Twitter, and she was getting bombarded by all these remarks about people saying, oh, why did you do that? Are you trying to get yourself fired? Then all the, you know, the dirt sheets are claiming that she's doing this and that, and then she had to write on Twitter basically to don't believe the dirt sheets, that, you know, she didn't really give a reason to why she did what she did on Raw, but it just seems like she's trying to make a statement. Now, I've always been a Gail Kim fan, and I just feel like she made a really bad decision coming back to the WWE. And, you know, I didn't want to admit to this, but I really did feel like she only came back to the WWE because of the money, because she was so pro TNA, and she did not want to leave TNA, but TNA didn't want to give her the money she was asking for. So then the WWE came in, they took her out because they saw how hot, how amazing the knockout division was. It really brought back women's wrestling in America, I think, in the mainstream. And so WWE took their big star from TNA and the women's division out, which is Gail Kim, and made her go back to WWE because of the money. And, you know, who are we to judge? Because if you're offered a 6-figure contract, that would be mighty hard to turn down. So, you know, in one sense, it's like she should know what she was getting herself into. But then again, they probably promised her all these things, but then it never, you know, surfaced. Now, my knock with Gail Kim is she's not probably the most charismatic person. She doesn't probably have the best mic skills. I think that's kind of held her down. You know, her interactions with the audience always doesn't seem really to be like somewhat where she can get a crowd going. You know, the crowds never really like popped hard for her, and that's kind of like, I think, a reason why she's also been held down, because they probably see that in the back, and they're probably thinking, well, we can't put the title on this girl because she's not getting no reaction. But then again, most of the divas don't get any reactions. So back to this Raw Battle Royal that happened. The good thing that happened from this is Beth Phoenix won, and she turned heel, finally turned heel again. The Glamazon finally back, so hopefully she'll return back to the devastating powerhouse she was when she was terrorizing the Divas division. So it was a funny ongoing joke that was going on between me and a couple of friends. You know, apparently CM Punk and Beth Phoenix are dating, and I had no clue to this until like 2 weeks ago. I had no clue. I thought CM Punk was still dating Lita. I don't know when they broke up, but he's been going out with Beth Phoenix, and supposedly they're really, you know, serious. And I'm like shocked by this. I'm like, wow, I never knew this. So my friends were saying how, okay, the list of demands that CM Punk wanted to re-sign to WWE was probably one of them was, give my girlfriend a push and let her turn heel. So sure enough, she gets a title shot at SummerSlam and she turns heel. And it was a great beatdown on Kelly Kelly. And I will be extremely shocked if she does lose to Kelly Kelly at SummerSlam. I just don't see this happening. But if it does happen, who knows? But if they're focusing on Beth Phoenix being heel again, then good for them. Then they're going to try to take the women's division serious again. And now for a spoiler alert, on SmackDown, from what I read, it seemed like Natalya turns heel, which is great, which is amazing. Finally, she's turning heel now. So now you have two big powerhouses, two great, amazing women wrestlers, and Beth Phoenix and Natalya both turning heel. So that can mean a really good thing. Now, that might be a bad thing for girls like Maurice and Melina. They may not get, maybe a lot of screen time now because those two are turning heel now. So it will be interesting to see what they go with this. It sucks that Superstars is the only place to find really good women's wrestling. I mean, you've had a great feud with Melina and Gail Kim on Superstars, and I like how they use the internet to really get their feud across. They've been using Twitter like crazy. Melina's been commenting on how Gail Kim is such a bad friend, but then recently on Twitter, she broke kayfabe Melina and talked good about Gail Kim and how she admires Gail Kim for standing up for herself and being this powerful, strong, likable woman. So it's been really weird to find out what they're doing with the Divas division after Karma had to announce that she was pregnant and leaving for a whole year. That kind of really spoiled a lot of plans that was like being developed within the Divas division. So then they had to put the belt on Kelly Kelly, and now all we see on Raw is Kelly Kelly, the Bellas, and Eve every week. And it's like, then you get like Melina jobbing to Kelly Kelly or so, and it's like, come on, it's ridiculous. So hopefully now with Beth Phoenix and Natalya both turning heel, they can actually revamp this division again and see what they do with it. But in terms of Gail Kim, I don't know what's going to happen with her. I don't know. I have a bad feeling she's going to get released really soon. And if she does, I would love to see her go back to TNA. And I think they will probably do her some justice there. Now on to TNA. Their knockout division has been seriously up and down. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. You have Mickie James as the Knockouts champion, and she really hasn't had any kind of feud or anything going on with anybody. It seems like now she's getting into the mix with Winter. I think Winter has got the number one contendership. She's going to be facing her. So you got all this going on. Angelina Love is finally talking again. She's out of that whole zombie mode. So now she's full-fledged heel. And then you have, girls like Madison Rayne that's not really doing much anymore. Tara's a face again. And I think her and Miss Tessmacher won the tag titles. And I'm so shocked that the tag titles still exist in the TNA, the women's tag titles. And I don't know what they're doing with that, with the whole division. I'm not sure what to think of it, because I still feel like most of the matches they have is very subpar. I mean, you've had ODB and Jacqueline coming back against Velvet Sky. They're really trying to push Velvet Sky now. I think they want us to make us feel like Velvet Sky is the big underdog in the Knockouts division, and finally she's going to get her shot. And it seems like down the line that she might actually win the Knockouts title, because she's been getting some kind of push lately. And I still don't see Velvet Sky as a great wrestler. I really don't see nothing special about her at all. And it's sad, because she was in the indie scene for so long. You would think she paid her dues, but yet she still is very subpar in the ring. So I don't know what to think about the Knockouts division. I really don't know. I mean, they haven't been doing much, and what they're trying to do now, I just don't understand. So it only remains to be seen what they're going to do next. But Mickie James as Knockout champion, it really is boring. She hasn't done anything with it. So I think she should just drop the title and just pursue her music career, which I heard she keeps wanting to do. So on to Shimmer. Shimmer hasn't really done anything lately. I'm still waiting for the new volumes to come out. I think the last volume I had was volume 36, and it was a good show, but I want to see more from Shimmer. And I've been looking at ROH websites to find out any new Shimmer DVDs, and I haven't seen any. So if anyone knows any new Shimmer DVDs that came out, let me know so I can order it. But I still want Shimmer to get a TV deal, and I know it's never going to happen, it seems like. But then you got stuff like WrestleLicious out there that has, even though they're only on the internet, still they got stuff on the internet. And just, I think Shimmer needs to have a pay-per-view like the WSU had, and see what they can do, because they're such a great product. I mean, they're the best women's company going on today in North America. I mean, the only big North America women's company happening right now. And Shimmer is a great product that should be supported by a lot of people. Real hardcore wrestling fans should support Shimmer to see really good women's wrestling. So recently in the mail, I got a really old but goodie DVD from an old women's promotion called the LPWA. Now, I don't know if any of you remember this. It was a very short-lived promotion, but it had many phenomenal up-and-coming female wrestlers at the time, like Medusa, Malaya Hosaka, Heidi Morgan, Magnificent Mimi. You had a couple of Glow girls in here as well. I think this was popular because Glow made women's wrestling very popular, and then on the heels of Glow came LPWA, and then you had POW, but those were two short-lived women's wrestling companies. And this DVD I bought as a 3-disc DVD, classic matches from Tori, who was, you know, the original Tori that was with DX and Kane's girlfriend. She was in this as well. She had great matches here, and it also had like girls like Reggie Bennett, who I was a really big fan of. I mean, she was great. And then Jim Cornette was on commentary for this company, and he was great as a commentator. And it was a worthwhile DVD to watch if you wanted to see some classic women's wrestling from the 80s and early 90s. You should really check this out. It's a really fun DVD of great women's wrestling, and I really encourage people to watch this. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on women's wrestling, the state of women's wrestling, what I feel about it right now. Let me know what you all think. I know women's wrestling isn't very popular with the YWC, but you know what? This is what I like to talk about. Everyone's talking about the same thing, which is cool, it's fine, but I want to break the mold and talk about other things that's happening, and women's wrestling needs to be talked about more, because even though people see women's wrestling as the bathroom break, and I don't blame them, because yes, the product in the WWE has been so bad, but I'm hoping with Beth Phoenix and Natalya turning heel that they do something. They do something, please. So let me know what you all think about the Knockout division, the Divas division, Shimmer, and anything else you want to talk about. Let me know what you all think. Talk to y'all later. Peace.